We'll come back with the bottom of the first after this. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Tri-City Glass and Doors, locally owned and family operated, and has been since 1960, specializing in commercial glass projects and automotive glass repair. Having grown up right here in Northeast Wisconsin, Tri-City understands your needs and wants to be the residential glass and door professionals you can count on. They're here for your family in all of life stages, from building an addition on your home for your newborn to applying Aquapel to your new driver's car. Additionally, they are locally owned, so there's no hoops to jump through. You can call them or come in at any time to talk directly to one of their glass and door experts.
Just like a great coach,
State Farm agents Margie Dahl, Oconto, and Paul Huberty and Lena
can help you develop a game plan for your insurance needs, whether it's car, home, life, health, or business.
Agents Margie Dahl and Paul Huberty
Can help you find the affordable coverage you need when your life and goals change.
Agents Margie Dahl and Paul Huberty
Will be there to help you adjust your insurance game plan with a free family insurance checkup. So for all your insurance needs, call on a winner. State Farm
Agents Margie Dahl at 834-5151 and Paul Huberty at 829-5555.
Hello and welcome back to historic Bitterfield here in Wisconsin Rapids. My name's Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, about to get underway with the bottom of the first inning here, where the Bullfrogs are all knotted up with Wisconsin Rapids Rafters. 0-0. Due up for the Wisconsin Rapids Rafters, and of course the starting lineup as well will be Bryson Stott, Nick Anderson in the 2-hole. Batting third and playing right field, Dustin Woodcock. Batting fourth, Ryan Steckel, the first baseman. Batting fifth, Josh Raywalt, the designated hitter. Batting sixth, Christian Jones, the second baseman. Batting seventh, Jacob Gunther, the left fielder. Batting eighth, Scott Caves, the catcher. And in the 9-hole, Charlie McConnell, the third baseman. First pitch that Brian Stott sees is outside for a ball, 1-0. 1-0 offering just finds the outside black, 1-1. Bryson Stott out of Las Vegas, Nevada, plays for UNLV. Takes a cut at the 1-1 pitch, but fouls it up and away. 1-2. Just finished up his freshman season for UNLV, where he posted a .294 batting average. 1-2 offering to him is a slow grounder to the second baseman, Frazier. He grabbed, throws it over to Bourbon at first, and he squeezes it for the first out. No man. Plays for Texas A&M Corpus Christian, the Islanders. This past season for the Islanders, he posted a .263 batting average. First pitch he sees, swings at it, fouls that one up and away right side, 0-1. Interesting configuration where this press box is. I'm all the way up here. Feels like I'm looking down on a video game or something. You're right on the field. In fact, you have to lean all the way your head out of the press box to see the very back of the backstop. As the 1-1, or rather the 0-1 pitch goes by in the dirt for a ball, 1-1. 1-1 offering swung on. That one's fouled up in behind the press box here. 1-2. There's no windows here either, and the netting here it's cut out so that you don't have to look through the netting, but I feel like I probably should have brought my glove here, as I think I'm going to catch a foul ball up here. The 1-2 pitch swung on. It's this blooper into the shallow infield. Pleshner diving on it, makes the play and throws it to first in time. Nice play from the shortstop from San Jose State. It's a slow little blooper just above the head of Noah Miller that lands about 12 feet or so inside on the infield grass just from the infield dirt. And Pleshner makes a play on it. You think he might be able to get there to catch it on the fly, but it bounces one time. He makes the play on it and throws it over to first for the second out. Due up now for the Rafters is the 3-hole hitter Dustin Woodcock, back in Wisconsin Rapids for his third season here, and has been successful with the Woodcocks. Won a ring last year. I think his third year back with the Raptors. I think he said back with the Woodcocks. Nonetheless, he's out of SIUE. Watches the 2-0 pitch go by for a fastball, 2-1 for a strike, rather. 84-mile-per-hour heater from Miller. The 2-1 offer. That one finds the outside black. Evens up the count, 2-2 with 2 outs on the board. Nobody on here. So Woodcock stands back in. Awaiting. 2-2 pitch. That one is low and in the dirt. Full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. So far this season, Woodcock posting a .462 batting average. Takes a cut at the payoff pitch. It's hit to Frazier. Throw to first. A nice scoop from Bourbon. And he just beats out the throw by a foot or so. That will do it for the first inning. We'll move to the second after this. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
We've heard it time and time again. You want local loan decisions and servicing, faster turnaround, and answers to your questions handled right here in Oconto. At the Stevenson National Bank and Trust, we've got all of those bases covered, from local loan decisions and on-time closings to great rates and fair terms. Visit me, Bob Schwartz, at the Stevenson National Bank and Trust. I've helped many people, and now I'd like to help you with your next loan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Over the past 60 years, Triangle Distributing has maintained itself as a leader in the market as it has responded to the changes in product innovation and consumer demands. It is in this commitment to employees, customers, community, and supplier partners that has enabled them to remain one of the best and most respected distributors in our state.
Combine the flavors of Italy with the heart of the Irish, add some Chicago flair, and you've got Gallagher's Pizza. For the best Chicago-style pizza north of the Illinois border, Gallagher's Pizza is your destination. Call now for delivery or pickup in Green Bay and De Pere. Gallagher's Pizza, home of the best lunch buffet in town.
Hello and welcome back to Witter Field here in Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin. The Raptors currently all knotted up with the Green Bay Bullfrogs 0-0 as we're about to get underway with the top of the second inning. Due up for the Bullfrogs will be Ben Hart, on deck Willie Bourbon, and in the hole Alex Pinner, who's the designated hitter today. Ben Hart, of course, started the season off relatively hot, but has kind of settled down for the most part since. Finds himself playing third base today for the Frogs. First pitch he sees goes by for a strike, 0-1. We've seen him really all over the place. Rather, first, some designated hitters, some second base, and some third base. Takes a cut at the 0-1 pitch, and it's a line drive into left field, and that will drop fair as it finds the gap for the second hit. The Bullfrogs now just one hit away from matching their hit total from all of last night, as Willie Bourbon is about to dig in for the Frogs. Of course, Ben Hart managed a base hit last night, or rather would hit into a fielder's choice for the RBI. No, it was an RBI single. Now that I look at my notes. So apologies to Ben Hart. Willie Bourbon takes a swing at the first pitch he sees. It's a fly ball into shallow center, and Nick Anderson just runs forward 3 or 4 steps and grabs it for the first out. Now bring up Alex Pinner, the designated hitter. So Pinner, the switch hitter, stands in. Betting lefty as, of course, Slinger, the right-handed pitcher, out on the mound for the Raptors. Swings at the first pitch he sees, fly ball in the left center field, and the left fielder Jacob Gunther gets underneath of it and grabs it for the second out. A nice swing from Pinner, just doesn't get quite enough of that one, and goes back to the dugout empty-handed. That will bring up the catcher for the Bullfrogs, Zach Plunkett. Zach Plunkett out of Arkansas University. So far this season, batting just .171, still waiting to find his groove. Did manage a 3-hit day in Lake Shore a few days back. Those 3 hits would match his hit total on the entire season. So now hit 6 hits on the year, 4 RBIs, and 1 home run. The righty stands in. Ben Hart takes the lead from second. That one goes by for a ball, 2-0. Plunkett stands back in. The catcher swings his lumber a few times. And the 2-0 delivery. Swung on, fouled back up and away right side. Coming right back up to this press box, I'm telling you. On deck for the Bullfrogs is Grant Frazier. It's a nice afternoon for baseball after, I'm sure you Wisconsinites and Green Bay are familiar with. We had some horrible weather earlier. And the 2-1 pitch goes by low, 3-1 now. Of course, the tornado warnings that went through Green Bay and some damage you were following along on Facebook, Twitter, or on your local news stations. The 3-1 offering swung on and fouled back down into the backstop. Full count now, 3 balls, 2 strikes. But we drove through it. I live tweeted it on the bus what we were going through. I thought the bus might tip over. It was so windy on the way up here. But the rain went away. The tarp's been pulled, and it looks like a good night for baseball here. A nice little breeze coming in from right field into left. That one, a hot grounder to the third baseman, Charlie McConnell. He can't field it on the second bounce. It goes right off of his glove and falls down into the dirt, and Zach Plunkett manages to get over to first base off of the error. That will bring up Grant Frazier, the 9-hole hitter for the Bullfrogs. So Zach Plunkett gets on with the E5, and Grant Frazier will dig in the right out of O'Connell. Frazier digs in. Both runners take their lead. Swings at the first pitch he sees. It's a slow grounder to the shortstop Stott, and he underhand tosses it to McConnell, who steps on the second base bag, supporting the Under Armour black Nike cleats. That will do it for the top of the second inning. The Bullfrogs manage a hit on the board, but they go down, leaving 2 stranded after the of the second. We'll be back with the bottom of the second after this. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Do you feel like you're paying too much for your medication? Stop in at O'Connell Pharmacy and see our pharmacist, Ron Poom, about our cost minimization program. We can save you some money. The O'Connell Pharmacy, our family helping your family.
We all want to be self-sufficient, whether it's fixing projects at home, whether it's changing the oil on the car, or maybe even keeping your checkbook balanced. But when it comes to income taxes, trust me, you don't want to do it yourself. You don't want to do it with someone that just does it 3 months a year as a little sideline job. You need to work with a proactive 24/7 CPA firm that can actually get your results and keep more money in your pocket. Pick up the phone today, 715-735-0583.
Hello and welcome back to historic Witter Field here in Wisconsin Rapids. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, about to get underway with the it up 0-0. Noah Miller still out on the bump for the Bullfrogs. It'll be an Arkansas battery here tonight. Noah Miller out of the University of Arkansas, as well as Zach Plunkett. So far, this duo is 1-0 on the season. We'll see if it works here against the South Division leaders. Of course, the Wisconsin Rapids Raptors come into the game 13-1. The best in the Northwoods League, the best in the South Division, supporting an 11-game winning streak. Really unbelievable numbers for summer collegiate baseball. Due up for the Wisconsin Rapids will be Ryan Staukel. Steckel, the first baseman tonight for the Rapids, watches the first one go by for a ball. 1-0 offering swung on. It's a line drive that finds the gap on the left side, and it will be a base hit for Steckel, the first of the day for the Rapids. Coming up to the plate now will be Josh Raywalt, the designated hitter. Raywalt last night had a solid day for the Wisconsin Rapids in Green Bay, and a day that really went relatively well for all of the Rapids. As the lefty stands in a tall, lengthy build. I don't even know if I'd call him lengthy, maybe more just large baseball player. Steckel comes, of course, into the game out of Canisius College, 6'3", 218. A big guy out there. Fouls away the 1-0 pitch, up and away, 1-1. Steckel this past season at Canisius had an absolutely phenomenal season. Added .333 on the year, would belt 4 home runs and hit in 41 runs. The 1-1. That one's fouled back left side, up and out of the stands as well. 1-2. Out on the board, run over at first. Bullfrogs knotted up with the Raptors here, 0-0. Raptors come into the game undefeated at home. They have won many in a row here at Ritter Field. Eight and 0 on the season here at Ritter Field. The 1-1 pitch swung on. It's a slow grounder to Hart. Fields it, throws it to first. It's not in time, and it will be a base hit, in fact, for Josh Raywalt. So the Canisius product now over at first, and 2 runners on here for the Raptors in the bottom of the second. No outs on the board. So that'll bring up the 6-hole hitter for the Raptors. It'll be the second baseman, Christian Jones. Christian Jones, of course, out of Campbell University from Jacksonville, Florida. In fact, played some JUCO ball at Florida State Jacksonville, where he went 12 home runs for him. Down in the Sunshine State. First pitch he sees, swings in, fouls that one back. He falls behind the count 0-1. So far this season, Jones posting a .250 batting average coming into the game. Has 9 RBIs to his name to go along with 3 home runs. It seems like just about every single player on this lineup card for the Raptors has the power to go yard. Miller comes set. 0-1 delivery. Swung on and missed. 0-2. Raptors in their white uniforms, then support the maroon sleeves and helmet. Raptors in red across the chest. 0-2 pitch swung on. It's a fly ball into right center field. Troy Johnson gets underneath of it. Runner at second tags up, running to third. Now throw from center field is not in time, but it was an impressive throw nonetheless from Johnston. So that will move Ryan Steckel over to third base. So runners on the corner now with 1 out on the board. So despite the fact that Jones is unable to get on base, he does enough to move Steckel just 90 feet away here. And now the Raptors with an opportunity to take an early lead here in the bottom of the second. Jake Gunther now up for the Raptors out of Sacramento City College. Having a phenomenal season. As mentioned, it seems like just about everybody is. Posting a .348 batting average coming into the night. Lefty stands in. Miller takes a deep breath and delivers. 1-0 offerings outside for a ball. 83-mile-per-hour fastball there. 2-0. 2-0 offering. Swung on. That one sliced left side. It's going to be in foul territory. Ben Hart might have had a read on it, but when he's running from the infield dirt into the outfield, there's a little bit of a slight decline there, and it looks like he lost his footing running over to it. It almost looked awkward. I thought he was going to fall on the play and possibly be a little injured. But he is all right. Kind of shakes his head when he walks back into the infield, though. Probably could have had that one if he doesn't stumble. Nonetheless, 1 out on the board, 2 runners on, third and first. Throw back to first, and it's out of the reach for Bourbon. It's a wild throw over to first, and it scores a run for the Raptors. And that's one way to get a run, and the Raptors have managed to find many this season. Noah Miller there throws back to first, tries to catch Raywald off guard. The throw over to first doesn't airmail it, but it's way away from the bag, and Bourbon has no shot at it, and it travels all the way over towards the bullpen for the Bullfrogs. So now a 2-1 count with 1 out on the board and a runner in second. After the run, the Bullfrogs trail 1-0. Nice breaking ball from Miller there, but it's inside 3-1. Miller, of course, his last time out on the mound for the Bullfrogs would pitch 8 innings against the Growlers and get the win. 3-1 offering. That's outside for ball 4. Miller frustrated with himself after that one. And now 2 runners on here, first and second, 1 out on the board. Will bring up the catcher, Scott Capers, out of Valpo. Caper this past season for Valparaiso would bat .290, post 32 RBIs, and have 1 home run. The righty stands in, Miller delivers. That one's fouled back into the backstop. 0-1. Capers, another returner on this team for the Raptors after playing last season. Stands in here with runners at first and second. Noah Miller checks the runner at second. Gives him another look. And the 0-1 breaking ball runs low and in the dirt, 1-1. Noah Miller, of course, out of the University of Arkansas. Out of Van Buren, Arkansas. So runs through and through. 1-1 offering. Swung on. That's a slicer right side in foul territory. Willie Bourbon over at first. Runs over into foul territory to grab it for the second out. So 2 outs on the board here. 2 runners on. Bullfrogs trail 1-0. Bottom of the second inning. Scott Capers fouls out over to first base. And it'll bring up the 9-hole hitter, Charlie McConnell, the third baseman. McConnell, so far this season, still looking for his first hit on the year. Of course, the newcomer to the team. Out of Northeastern. Miller comes set and delivers. Throws down a bunt left side, nearly a perfect bunt. But it's just to the left of that third base line. Ben Hart attacks it, but realizes it's going to go foul, so he lets it out. McConnell falls behind the count 0-1. Noah Miller with no stats this past season, just a freshman. He redshirted this past year, so he was not a part of the super regional run that the Razorbacks had. The 0-1 delivery. Swung on and fouled away, up and away. 0-2. Noah Miller, 3-3 back in high school and just 2 saves. posted a 2.96 ERA. As an all-conference player. The 0-2 delivery. Swung on a hot shot grounder to Ben Hart. He makes the play on it, throws it to Grant Frazier at second, and grabs the third out. Nice play by the third baseman Hart, and that will do it for the second. We're going to move to the third after this. The Bullfrogs trail the Rapids here 1-0. You're listening to WCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Is the frozen pizza that you're eating at home tired and worn out? It just doesn't have its stuff anymore. Its toppings are low and inside while the cheese is chin music. The time has come, friends, to make the switch. Make the call to the Brew Pub Bullpen. Bring in the relief and get the win with Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas. Made with premium toppings, then smothered in over half a pound of fresh 100% Wisconsin-made mozzarella cheese, Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas are the ingredients for a great time. Find us online at brewpubpizza.com, on Facebook at Brewpub Pizza, or follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Brewpub Pizza. Brewpub Lots of Matzo Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
American Lodge and Suites Green Bay West is the ideal location for your next stay, whether you're traveling for business or pleasure. They are proud to provide the amenities you want most and deliver them at the highest level possible, starting with comfortable, quieter guest rooms. Welcome to genuine American hospitality.
Hello and welcome back to Whitterfield here in Wisconsin Rapids. The Bullfrogs trail the Raptors 1-0 here after 2 innings of play. About to get underway with the top of the third inning. It is still Slinger out there on the mound for the Wisconsin Rapids. As always, a quick reminder that you can always follow along on Twitter for by-inning updates on GD Bullfrogs. And, of course, you can follow us on Instagram. That's back from a year hiatus for some reason or another. It hadn't been in use, and so we decided to revive that social media platform and posted our first picture today in over a year and a half. So go check out the Twitter. That should be Bullfrogs as well. Digging in for the Bullfrogs here is the leadoff man, Troy Johnston. He hits a slow grounder to the second baseman. Running to his left, puts his glove down, but can't make the squeeze. And it just kind of stays in the dirt there after he touches it. And he just kind of looks down at himself and the ball. And it's the second error of the day. So an E4 against the second baseman, Christian McConnell. That'll bring up Aaron Plester, number 29 for the Bullfrog. The shortstop out of San Jose State University finds himself back playing shortstop after finding himself as the designated hitter the past 2 days. Throws down a bunt, but it falls back foul. 0-1. Aaron Plesner batting .283 on the season, with just 5 RBIs on the year. Normally the two-hole hitter for the Bullfrogs. We've seen him bat in that two-hole just about every single game this season. I think there was one game where he was a leadoff man. Besides that, he's always been in that two spot for the Bullfrogs. Of course, on a 10-game hit streak coming into last night, but it was squandered after he goes 0-4. Throw back to first. Johnson slides back safely. And actually, they're going to call it a balk against the pitcher Slinger. And so Johnson will get over to second base without having to do too much work. And the head coach of the Wisconsin Rapids is going to go out and have a word with the umpire there after he calls Slinger for the ball. Of course, the head coach for the Wisconsin Rapids is Craig Noto, out of Wagner College. He's assisted by John Alama, Matt Hill, and Kirk Schreider. Matt Hill out of Dixie State, he's the assistant coach, and then Kirk Schreider out of Hope International. If you're unfamiliar with the Bullfrogs coaching staff, and I ask you to join in to more broadcasts. As I mention it quite often, but we'll go through them either way. Of course, Chris Sabo is the head coach, field manager this season for the Bullfrogs. Longtime Cincinnati Reds player, and 1988 Rookie of the Year, and also a 3-time All-Star. back in his playing days. He's assisted by Mike Ramazzati, who's standing over at first base. He's the director of baseball operations at San Diego University. The pitching coach is Chris Marstons at a Principia College, a Division III Christian university. And there's also an assistant pitching coach in Matt Ellenbest. 0-1 offering to Pleshner goes by for a strike. 0-2 here with a runner in second in Johnston. Ellenbest, of course, the player-turned-coach, as he was on the pitching staff for the Bullfrogs past season, but has really fallen nicely into the coaching role for the Frogs. 0-2 delivery, swung on its line drive up the middle of the field, and that will get past the pitcher, slipping off of his glove, and then up the middle of the field. The second baseman, McConnell, dives to his right to try to get a glove on it, but he can't, and he kind of just falls down and just in that outfield grass behind the second base bag, and it will be the third hit on the board for the Bullfrogs. That matches their total of the entirety from last night, and Aaron Pleshner's back in the hit column after going hitless last night for the Frogs. So runners at first and second here, and there's some talking from the third base and home plate umpire with Colin Hart and Unthink. Unthink, the third base umpire, was just out of position, so Hart got him to move over towards the middle of the field as he was still standing over by third base with runners at first and third. We'll bring up Zach Rapinski. He swings at the first pitch he sees as a throw to first, then the play at the plate is made for the first out. It beats the runner in Troy Johnston by a solid 3 or 4 steps. Johnson slides in, but it was never going to be any kind of decision unless the catcher, of course, Capers, drops the ball. And so he slides right into the tag, and it's an easy first out as that heads the play from McConnell at third base to get the lead runner. So Rapinski now over at first after the fielder's choice. Batter up is Hamilton. He swings at the first pitch he sees. It's a sky-high pop-up and is caught an infield fly rule as well for the second out. So Brad Hamilton frustrated with himself after flying out on the first pitch he sees, as the Bullfrogs have had a couple of first pitchers here in this top of the third inning, and that'll bring up Ben Hart, the third baseman today for the Bullfrogs. Ben Hart so far this season, or rather on the day, has a base hit. 1 for 1, got a hit in the second this past inning. First pitch he sees is a fastball right across the plate, 0-1. So after the Bullfrogs managed 2 base hits in a row to start off the inning, 2 straight outs now, and Ben Hart digs in. The righty out of Oakland University so far batting .244 on this season. On delivery, well inside. Ben Hart doing his best acrobatic move there to get out of the way of that one. That was close. In fact, almost impressive that it didn't hit him. 1-1. Hart with a home run on the season and 3 RBI. 1-1 delivery. That one's just a bit high there. 2-1. So Hart comes set. Slinger checks the runner at second. And he comes home with the 2-1. Swung on, it's a slow grunder left side, foul. Deuce is wild now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 runners on. Top of the third inning. The Golden Grizzly digs in. Slinger comes set and delivers. That swung on. It's a ground ball left side. A nice play by the second baseman. Throw to second. Not in time. The shortstop, Bryn Stott, diving to his right off of the grounder that nearly made it into the gap. He dived to his right to stop it from getting out of play. but it's an infield singer for Ben Hart, and Grant Frazier scampers into second safely. So bases loaded now for Willie Urban, the third baseman. First pitch he sees is a fastball that finds the outside corner, 0-1. Willie Bourbon, of course, a newcomer turned hero for Green Bay, the Northwestern product with the walk-off home run in the win against the Kalamazoo Growlers 3 nights ago. 0-1 delivery, swung on. It's a high pop-up over on the left side by the third base line. The third baseman, Charlie McConnell, gets underneath of it and grabs it for the third out. The Bullfrogs leave 3 stranded, and that will do it for the top of the third inning. We're going to move to the bottom of the third after this. You're listening to WOCO, the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Have you discovered the privileges of membership? NEW Credit Union is a full-service, member-owned financial cooperative, where many of the services are low cost or no cost. NEW Credit Union offers a full range of financial management products, including savings, share draft checking, consumer, auto, recreational vehicle, and home loans, as well as financial counseling resources. Offices are located at 301 Jackson Street, O'Connell Falls, 405 Pecor Street, O'Connell, and 717 East Main Street, Surrey. Online at newcu.org. We also have easy member account access with your smartphone through our mobile money app. NEW Credit Union is federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration and is an equal housing opportunity lender, serving all who live or work in Brown, Marinette, Oconto, and Shawano counties. Members matter most at NEW Credit Union, where we can help you own it.
Hello and welcome back to Whitterfield here in Wisconsin Rapids. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs. Now to get underway with the bottom of the third inning where the Bullfrogs are taking on the tongue twister, the Wisconsin Rapids Raptors. I don't know how many times in this series I have called the Raptors the Rapids as their nickname, or have said Wisconsin Rapids Raptors. It's quite the pain for myself. Nonetheless, the first pitch that Bryson Stott sees outside for a ball, and the 1-0 delivery fastball is a right across, or rather just misses the strike zone. I thought that was in there for sure. 2-0. Miller comes set on the mound for the Frogs. Runk back and delivers the 2-0. That one's in the dirt for ball 3. Bryson Stott 0 for 1 on the day. Comes into the game batting .259 on the season. And the 3-0 pitch is outside for ball 4, and that will do it for Stott. He runs on over to first base and gets on the back safely off of the base on balls. So that will bring up Nick Anderson for the Raptors. The dual hitter 0 for 2 on the night. Or rather 0 for 1, excuse me, as he grounded out to Aaron Pleshner his last time up. Anderson digs in the right here. Righty versus righty matchup, and Stott takes his lead over at first after the big balls. Opportunity for double play as his ground ball to Pleshner 6-4, and the throw to first is not in time. But they do get the leadoff runner in Bryson Stott, so Nick Anderson gets on due to the fielder's choice, as the throw from Frazier was not on time nor on target. It was nearly a good scoop attempt by Willie Bourbon, but it was just a bit late as well. Bourbon doesn't make the grab on the throw either way. It falls out of his glove. And so Nick Anderson over at first as Dustin Woodcock digs in, the right fielder. Woodcock 0 for 2 on the day would ground out to Frazier his last time up. Batting .462 on the year this season. First pitch he sees goes across for a strike, 0-1. Miller comes in and delivers the 0-1 offering. They swung on it and found a way left side. over towards the concession stand on the left side. A nice grandstands here in Wisconsin Rapids. They go way up about 20 rows or so, 25 rows. There's some club seating. There's some really nice, about 12 tables or so for the home plate club area. If you're familiar with Big Top Baseball, you're familiar with those. It's essentially just a table where you have a waiter, and it's like you're at a restaurant and you get to watch the game as if you're in like a movie diner almost type area. You can order whatever you want, whenever you want. Runner off from first and Anderson, and the 1-2 pitch is swung on and lined down the third base line, but it drops foul, just missing the fair territory by a few feet. If that drops fair, that'll likely score Anderson all the way from first, as the Raptors try to complete the hit and run. So the clock stands back in with a 1-2 count. Miller comes set on the mound, nods his head, and delivers. That one swung on line drive up the middle of the field, and Troy Johnson out in center can't handle it. And that will be an extra base hit there for Dustin Woodcock. It'll probably go down as a single, but he gets over to second nonetheless. Nick Anderson manages to get all the way over to third as Troy Johnson's frustrated with himself out in center field, slaps his glove against his leg there. He's right in the sun, staring it down out there. I don't know if that has a effect on the play at all or not, but it's a line drive to him. Looks like it's just an easy scoop up, and then he can throw it in, and runners will be at first and second. No big deal, one on the board. Forks should probably get out of it. But then as it's going out there, he just kind of misses it with his glove, and all of a sudden he has to run back 3 or 4 feet and pick it up and throw it in. But that's enough to advance the runner from second over to third, and of course Woodcock over to second. So 2 runners in scoring position here with 1 out on the board as Ryan Steckel digs in the right out of Kinesis. 1 for 1 on the evening. Watches the first one go by for a ball, 1-0. 1 offering swung on. That's a liner into center field, and Troy Johnson makes the play on that. Runner off from third, throw in is in time enough to bring Nick Anderson back over to third. So the Gonzaga product out there in center field makes up for that one. I thought that was going to drop fair for sure off the bat, but Johnston's got some speed out there in center, and he gets underneath of it and grabs it for the second out and launches one into the infield to make sure that Anderson doesn't have enough time to tag up and score. The Bullfrogs do trail here in the bottom of the third inning, 1-0. Josh Raywald digs in, 1 for 1 on the night. Miller comes set and delivers. That one's fouled back left side, missing the home radio window by a few meters or so. So no one counts for Raywald, who's batting .326 on the year. Second ball from Miller there is just outside for a ball. Evens up the count 1-1. Raywald out of Chinook's Fall this past season, batting .367. That was a hot shot grounder to the first baseman. Nick Anderson's going to score from third, and Willie Bourbon had an opportunity to end the inning there, as it is a well-hit ball straight over to first base. He nearly makes a really impressive scoop at it, but he can't quite get his glove to squeeze in on it. He gets his glove on and almost in a way to scoop it up out of the dirt. He just doesn't close his glove hard enough. It slips out of it, and it's the second error on the day for the Frogs, the first on the day from the first baseman, Willie Bourbon, and a run comes across for the Raptors. They lead 2-0 now, and they're not done. Christian Jones digs in. He's 0 for 1 on the day. He's got 9 RBIs on the season, looking for another with a runner over at third and first. Righty digs in. Miller delivers. That one runs well inside. Miller behind in the count now, 2-0. Christian Jones out of Campbell University. This past season for the Camels batted .216. The 2-0. That one's low in the dirt, fastball. Miller falls behind here, 3-0. The Raptors threatening to have a big inning here. There's 2 outs on the board. Now, granted, the Bullfrogs would have been out of this one if Bourbon could have made that play over at first. Granted, it was not the easiest play that we have seen in Northwood, please. It's a ground ball that's hit directly to him fast. It takes a bounce off the infield dirt, and he manages to get the glove on it. In fact, looks like he scoops it cleanly, but he just doesn't squeeze his glove in hard enough, and the ball just escapes out of the netting. The 3-0. That one finds the strike zone. Jones, or rather Miller, gets one back. 3-1. So Christian Good Jones stands back in, batting .250 on the season. 3-1 offerings, a breaking ball that just misses the strike zone. Wow, that was close. I thought it was a breaking ball that looked like must have been high or low because it looks like it's over the plate. The home plate umpire disagrees with it, and it loads the bases here as Jones goes over to first. Dustin Woodcock now 90 feet away over at third. And it will bring up Jacob Gunther. First pitch he sees is a fastball that finds the strike zone. 86-mile-per-hour heater, 0-1. Gunther was walked last time. He's batting .348 on the season. The first pitch after the first strike goes by low for a ball. Evens up 1-1. So the righty out on the mound for the Frogs comes set and delivers 1-1. That one's pulled right side, foul. 1-2. So a bases loaded here, 2 outs on the board. The Bullfrogs trying to get out of this one, stranding 3. Of course, the Bullfrogs would leave 3 runners on of their own in the top half of this inning. The 1-2 delivery swung on. It's a line drive into right field, and that will drop fair. 1 run will score. They're sending in another. And the next one will come across as well. It's a 2 RBI single for Jake Gunther. And the Raptors have a 4-0 lead here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and they're not done. There's a runner at 3rd and 1st now. Christian Jones just 90 feet away, and Jacob Gunther now standing over at 1st after his first base hit of the day. That'll bring up Scott Capers, the catcher. This Raptors team is hot, and I don't know who's going to stop. 11-game winning streak. 13-1 record. And Scott Caper digs in from Valparaiso. 0 for 1 on the evening. Fastball runs outside for a ball, 1-0. There is a right-hander warming up in the bullpen for the Frogs. 1-0 delivery is swung on and found back into the backstop, 1-1. So runners at first and second, bottom of the 3rd inning here. Miller delivers the 1-1 pitch. It's a breaking ball that comes across the plate, 1-2. Runners take their lead at 1st and 3rd. Around the mound. 1-2 delivery. Finds the outside corner, and Miller gets out of it, leaving 2 stranded, but not before 3 come across. The Bullfrogs trail here after 3 innings, 4-0. That'll do it for the 3rd inning. We're going to move on to the 4th after this. You're listening to the WOC Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
If you don't know everything about insurance, you'll profit from the knowledge and experience at the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls. You'll benefit from their thorough analysis of the insurance that you really need. They'll recommend the companies and policies that are the best for you. At the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, they specialize in complete coverage of all your insurance needs. Call the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls.
Attention pizza lovers, have you tried a Brew Pub pizza? Designed to be the best of the best pub pizzas ever made, every Brew Pub Lots of Matza pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies and topped with over a half pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Brew Pub Lots of Matza pizzas are made right here in Wisconsin. Brew Pub Lots of Matza pizzas are available at your local grocer and tavern. Check Brew Pub Pizzas out at facebook.com/brewpubpizza and get more details at brewpubpizza.com. Brew Pub Lots of Matza pizzas, official frozen pizza of the Green Bay Bullfrogs.
Hello and welcome back to Winterfield here in Wisconsin Rapids. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs. Still out on the mound for the Raptors will be the Slinger, and by that I mean Jesse Slinger, the rated pitcher out of Youngstown State. So far on the afternoon has allowed just 4 hits on the evening and no runs. The Bullfrogs have left 5 runners stranded throughout this contest already. Bourbon and Alex Pinner. Or no, excuse me, it will be starting off with Alex Pinner as Bourbon and Hearts, of course, would keep things alive in the last innings. Hart would Bourbon would end the inning with a flyout. Alex Pinner so far on the afternoon, 0 for 1. Watches the first one go by for a ball, 1-0. Alex Pinner out of Scottsdale Community College out in Scottsdale, Arizona. A recent commitment to Mississippi State as he watches the 1-0 pitch go by for a strike, 1-1. Pinner with 4 RBIs on the season and would get that 2-run shot all the way back in opening day for the Frogs. Over the run for his lone home run of the season. As he watches the 1-1 pitch go by for a strike, he's behind in the count, 1-2. Slinger on the mound, kicks and delivers. That one swung on and fouled off left side, 1-2. If you didn't catch the Aurora Baycare Sports Medicine tip of the day, Pinner was featured in it. And the 1-2 pitch runs inside, a breaking ball that just catches the inside black as Alex Pinner will go down with the backwards K and make it just a little bit worse. The Rapids have chosen him as the beer batter, and so he strikes out looking, and all the fans here rejoice as they now have half off beer. So that'll bring Zach Plunkett, the catcher. He watches the first one run by high for a ball, 1-0, as we pass the 8 o'clock hour. Here in Wisconsin Rapids, still blue skies after the miserable weather we had earlier. 2-1 pitch swung on and fouled back low, 1-1. A 1-1 count, 1 out on the board. Zach Plunkett, the catcher, digs in for the Frogs. He is, so far on the afternoon, 0 for 1. He got on base due to an error his last time up. 1-1 delivery is just outside for a ball, 2-1. A little bit of a breeze coming in from the outfield, which just kind of makes it feel nice. I don't think it's strong enough to affect too much flight on the ball, however. The 2-1. And that one's outside for a ball. 3 balls now, 1 strike. Plunkett ahead. Plunkett, of course, out of the University of Arkansas, where he sat out this season due to NCAA restrictions as he transferred from TCU. 3-1 pitch, ground ball left side, and that finds the gap for a base hit for Plunkett. He's played well at the plate here of late despite his 171 batting average. Has brought around some RBIs. Have found the gap, and really it's just a matter of time before Plunkett really explodes for this team. He's over at first now, and Grant Frazier, the second baseman, digs in for the Frogs out of Central Michigan. Plunkett, of course, he hasn't had any in-game at-bats in over a season. And so he said one of the things he looks forward to most for the year is just getting at-bats. being able to get back into game situations. He's gotten really good at batting practice. I mean, he sends almost every single one over the wall. But, of course, struggling at the plate here early, as you can imagine, batting practice and seeing 90-mile-per-hour fastballs are a little different. With a base hit here in Wisconsin Rapids, he finds himself standing over at first base simply with one out on the board, and Grant Frazier up to bat. Frazier watches the 1-0 pitch go by for a ball. 2-1 here. 2-0, rather. Top of the fourth inning, Bullfrogs trail 4-0. Frazier, the righty, digs in. The 2-0 delivery. Swung on. It's a ground ball straight back to the catcher, and that one's grounded out to the pitcher, and he has enough time to throw it over to the second baseman to get the lead runner and plunk it. In fact, it was a pretty impressive play by Slinger. It's a ground ball that's hit right back to him. He kind of just throws his glove up and almost a way to protect himself from getting hit, and sure enough, it stays in his glove, and so he's able to just turn around and throw it to the shortstop over there, who stomps on the bag for the second out. So Grant Frazier hits into the double play nearly, or rather hits into the fielder's choice, nearly hit into the double play, I meant to say. As the throw over to second was just not in time. Beat out Frazier by just maybe a step. Troy Johnston out of Gonzaga standing in now for the Bullfrogs, the leadoff hitter. He has 2 home runs on the season. Swings at the first pitch he sees, or rather the 1-0 pitch. And it's a foul ball over by the third base bag. And the third baseman, Charlie McConnell, gets underneath of it and grabs it for the third out. That'll do it for the top of the fourth inning. The Bullfrogs trail 4-0. We'll move to the bottom of the fourth after this. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Tri-City Glass and Doors, locally owned and family operated, and has been since 1960, specializing in commercial glass projects and automotive glass repair. Having grown up right here in Northeast Wisconsin, Tri-City understands your needs and wants to be the residential glass and door professionals you can count on. They're here for your family in all of life stages, from building an addition on your home for your newborn to applying Aquapel to your new driver's car. Additionally, they are locally owned, so there's no hoops to jump through. You can call them or come in at any time to talk directly to one of their glass and door experts.
Just like a great coach, State Farm agents Margie Dahl, Oconto, and Paul Huberty and Lena can help you develop a game plan for your insurance needs. Whether it's car, home, life, health, or business, agents Margie Dahl and Paul Huberty can help you find the affordable coverage you need. When your life and goals change, agents Margie Dahl and Paul Huberty will be there to help you adjust your insurance game plan with a free family insurance checkup. So for all your insurance needs, call on a winner. State Farm agents Margie Dahl at 834-5151 and Paul Huberty at 829-5555.
Hello and welcome back to we're not Green Bay, are we? We're at Ritter Field here in Wisconsin Rapids. My name's Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs. I'm about to get underway with the bottom of the fourth inning, where the Bullfrogs trail the Raptors 4-0. Noah Miller still out on the mound for the Frogs. He's allowed 5 hits and 4 runs that have come across. First pitch that the new batter, Charlie McConnell, sees goes by for a strike, 0-1. Swings at the 0-1 offering and misses. He was behind it, 0-2. Or rather ahead of it, as a nice off-speed pitch there, 73-mile-per-hour changeup from Miller. Miller rocks back and delivers. That's a breaking ball that's outside, 1-2. Miller rocks and delivers the 1-2. Not wasting his time in this inning. That one's outside. He evens up the count 2-2. McConnell still looking for his first base hit as the newcomer to the team digs in. The 2-2. Fastball in the dirt. 3-2. That one bounces into the dirt off of the glove of Plunkett and nearly makes it his way all the way up here to the press box. And as I've mentioned, is a nice 75 feet off the ground or so. After Noah Miller went up in the count 0-2 there, he throws 4 straight balls and it walks the batter in McConnell. He's over first base safely. First time he's been on the base pass tonight. So that will bring up Bryson Stott. He's 0 for 1 on the day. He was walked his last time up. The UNLV product. Stott this past season batted .294. Runner takes his lead at first, the 1 out. That's outside for a ball, 2-0. Miller out on the mound, just his helmet, or rather hat, I should say. Ben Hart playing in over at third, just off the infield grass, as the 2-0 fastball runs wide, 3-0. Boy, Miller kind of shaken out there on the mound. Zach Plunkett's Arkansas teammate will run out to him, exchange some words, give him a pat on the bottom, and run back. Plunkett will set back in behind the plate. And Bryson comes set. 3-0 delivery. And that one just inside for ball 4, and it's another walk against Miller. And bullpen for the Bullfrogs remains a little dry. I thought that the Bullfrogs might make a change here early as they trail 4-0. But no outs on the board here and 2 runners on. Will bring up Nick Anderson, who's 0 for 2 on the afternoon, out of Texas A&M Corpus Christian. This past season, Nick Anderson played for Texas, or rather for Texas A&M Corpus Christian, batted .263. This past season, or rather last summer, I should say, he played in the Texas Collegiate League, where he's one of the top prospects making the All-Star team. Runners take their lead. One delivery finds the strike zone. There's a strike. Miller was due for a strike there. He's kind of been a little frazzled out there on the mound here. And he's frustrated here with the fact that the batter called time and went over it to exchange some words with his third base coach. And so Anderson will come back to the batter's box here. Noah Miller still out on, he's visibly almost upset with the fact that Anderson is taking his time here. Comes that, checks the runner at second. Gives him another look and comes home with a 1-1 pitch. Throw back to first. Runner back in time. A 2-1 count here. No outs on the board. 2 runners on. Nick Anderson exchanges or rather looks at the signs his coach gives him and comes set. The 2-1. Shows bunt, but missed it. And evens it up. 2 balls, 2 strikes here. No outs on the board. Anderson, the righty, digs back in. Supporting the purple and black Franklin batting gloves. That one swung on and missed. Strike 3. Second strikeout of the day for Nick Anderson. So that'll bring up Dustin Woodcock, the right fielder, who's 1 for 2 on the evening. Woodcock, of course, the returner to this Raptors team. Just finished up his junior year at SIUE, where he's had a successful career in the Ohio Valley Conference. Back during his freshman season, was a freshman All-American. Watches that one go by for ball 1-0. The lefty stands back in. The 1-0 delivery is a fastball that runs low and inside. 2-0. Woodcock so far this season batting .462 on the season. And himself high up in the leaderboards of the batting average list of the Northwoods League. In the top 3. Swings at that one, fouls it away left side over towards the rat trap area of the beer garden area. Near Wisconsin Rapids, they have this really cool, I don't know how to explain it, river, I guess you could say, where if you're sitting in that party deck, if you get a seat on the third base side, as the 2-1 pitch comes by, a breaking ball, that one finds the strike zone. 2-2, 1 out on the board, 2 runners on. There's this stream that goes in front of you beyond your table, and when you need a new drink, you put your hand out or you signal that you need a new one, and they put your beer on this little float, and it floats down over towards you. 2-2 pitch, swung on and grounded off right side. One of the, I think the only teams in the Northwoods League that might do that. I think the Madison Mallards might be experimenting with it. Of course, their owner of Big Top Baseball. Of course, a Big Top Baseball matchup here tonight against the Raptors and the Frogs. It's a pretty cool area to watch a baseball game, and always nice to see a beer just float your way. As time is called from Dustin Woodcock. The pitch would have been low and in the dirt from Miller, but they're going to redo it anyway. 2-2 count here with 2 runners on, 1 out on the board. Miller delivers, and it's swung on and just fouled off. As Woodcock gets underneath of it and fouls it down into the dirt. We'll stand 2-2. Not much going on the first base side, however. Of course, there's some grand seating and some wheelchair accessible seating as well there on the right side, and that's where they have the bouncy houses and inflatables for the kids to play on. But a pretty cool little beer garden that sits right on the third base line here on the left side. The 2-2 pitch, and that one's high and outside. That'll move it to a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 runners on, first and second. It was an 85-mile-per-hour heater from Miller. We had seen his fastballs really just reach 81, 82 here in this bottom of the 4th inning, but puts him on that one. Miller checks the runner at second. The payoff swung on, and that one's fouled off right side. He gets over top of that one as well. The MLB draft is going on, as I'm sure all of you guys are familiar with. The amateur draft, of course. There's been 2 Bullfrogs that have been drafted last time that we've checked in on things. Quincy Naporti, of course, out of Florida State, played for us last year. He was drafted by the Phillies this year. And then Gunter was as well. He was drafted by the Cubs. He was on the pitching staff this past season for the Bullfrogs as well. The payoff pitch, runner off from third, throw to first, is in time, but it doesn't matter as the payoff pitch ran inside for ball 4, so it was a walk. The throw from Plunkett would have easily been in time. A nice throw from Plunkett. He kind of gives a, he kind of shrugs it rather at the third baseman over there, Ben Hart, saying, hey, we got him, but I guess it doesn't count since he gets the free base anyway. Nonetheless, Chris Sabo's going to come out to the mound here, and it looks like it might be a call to the bullpen. It'll likely be the end of the day. Noah Miller here with the bases loaded, 1 out on the board. Bottom of the 4th inning, Bullfrogs trail 4-0. Chris Sabo kind of looks at his watch, gives him a nod and says, all right, man, get us out of this. We'll see what you got here. And Chris Sabo, notorious for letting the players play and seeing what they got for him, letting them try to work through things. Sure enough, he's going to see if Noah Miller can work his way out of this one. Bases loaded here. Coming into the game, Noah Miller, one of the aces for the Bullfrogs, had pitched an 8-inning game and where he really wanted to pitch the complete game to the Growlers in a 1-run victory back that last weekend. Or rather last week, I think a week ago exactly to the date.
That one swung on. It's a line drive into center field. That will drop fair, and it will score 1 run. They're going to send in another one. The throw home from Pleschner. Not in time, and 2 runs come across to score for the Raptors. And Noah Miller thought he could get out of the jam, but Ryan Steckel proved that he could not. He belts a line drive out into center field, and it will be the end of the day for Noah Miller. It'll be a call to the bullpen here, a SOCOM call to the bullpen, and Miller's day is over. 2 more runs come across for the Bullfrogs as they trail 6-0. We're going to step aside for the pitching change. You're listening to the WOC Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Should be Brett Falk, Lenore Ryan.
Know that we here at the O'Connell Pharmacy would mail your prescriptions to you at the O'Connell Pharmacy. We would like to make things easy for you. The O'Connell Pharmacy, our family helping your family.
Hello and welcome back to Whitterfield. Noah Miller's day has come to an end. Coming into the game, Miller had posted a 1.93 ERA off of 9 1/3 innings pitched. Really a good, one of the better pitchers for the Frogs this season, I should say. But here tonight, he pitches an inning and a third, allows 6 hits and 5 runs, and would walk 6 to end his day out there on the mound. New pitcher out there for the Bullfrogs, it will be Brett Falk out of East Bend, North Carolina. This past season played for the Lenore Ryan Bears. Sophomore this past season for the Bears, posted an 8.22 ERA, would throw 10 strikeouts, allow 7 earned runs in just 8 games out there on the mound. So he comes to Northwoods League to get some experience before going back to Lenore Ryan. Lenore Ryan, a lower division school with some baseball background. One of the better baseball schools throughout that East Coast area. And in fact, this season alone, they had 2 players drafted from their school. Of course, 2 Lenore Ryan players on this Bullfrogs team, and Zach Shoemaker and Brett Falk. Back to second, gets away from Aaron Pleschner, and ambitious throw there from Plunkett. Zach Plunkett has the power to do that. For a guy that takes a big lead, he can just throw you out without you realizing it. He picks up and absolutely launches one to second there, but Pleschner can't handle it. The one delivery is outside. 2-0 count here, 1 out on the board. Already attempted a throw down to first. That was his first one to second here tonight. So a 2-0 count here, 1 out on the board. Josh Raywalt digs in, he's 2 for 2. He belts a fly ball into deep center field. Tracking back is Troy Johnston. He gets underneath of it for the second out. Throw from Troy Johnston to center field off of the player at second who tagged up number 29, Dustin Woodcock. But he slides in safely over into third. So a runner just 90 feet away here. And runners at first and third. Brett Falk out there on the mound for the Bullfrogs. Stands in with the runner at first and third, as mentioned. 2 outs on the board. As Christian Jones will begin out of Campbell University, he's 0 for 1 on the day with a walk. Swings at the first pitch he sees and lines it left side. Just foul. Kind of slices underneath of it. It was headed for their territory, and then the movement on the ball sends it left side of that line. Foul. So 0-1 count here. 2 outs on the board. Runners at first and third. Christian Jones digs in. Swing that offering. Just gets a piece of it. 0-2. Jacob Gunther on deck for the Raptors. Brent Falk comes set and delivers the 0-2. That's outside for a ball. 1-2 here with 2 outs on the board. Bullfrogs trail here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 6-0 in a series against the Raptors that has not gone their way this season. Of course, dropping last night contest 7-1. They trail here 6-0 as the 1-2 offering from Falk dribbles across the plate for a ball. Evens it up 2-2, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Ball comes set, the righty. Delivers the 2-2. It's swung on, grounded left side, foul. We'll stay at 2-2. Brett Falk, the righty, and Lenore Ryan stands in. Not familiar with Lenore Ryan. It's in Hickory, North Carolina. 2-2 offering. Runner off from first. It's fouled up and away. Out of play here. Jones stays alive. So a 2-2 count here, 2 outs on the board with 2 runners on. As the sun starts to set here behind the stadium here. So no more shadows on the field. And the blue skies have been replaced with some clouds. The 2-2 pitch. Runs inside for a ball. Full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes here. 2 outs on the board. Bullfrogs trying to get out of this one. They've let up 2 runs here in the bottom of the 4th after allowing 3 in the bottom of the 3rd. They're out hit 6-4. Runner off from second. The 3-2 pitch is belted into left field for a base hit. They're going to send the runner in from third. He will score, and they're going to hold up the runner over at third base, and it will be a double for the Raptors. An RBI double there for Christian Jones. And the Raptors now with a 7-0 lead here in the bottom of the 4th. Zach Plunkett's going to go out and have a word with his pitcher here and then walk on back behind the plate here after allowing the double to Jones. The Raptors continue their good play. Bottom of the 4th inning here, they lead 7-0. Staring down a 12-game winning streak. First pitch that the new batter Jake Gunther sees finds the strike zone 0-1. This is a Raptors team that has broken many of Raptors records, as you can imagine here already this season. Coming in the game, they are holding on to a 15-game consecutive home streak. You count this season and last season. 8 this year, of course, and then if you're good at math, you realize the next one would be, of course, 7 games at the end of last year. The 1-1. Now one runs in, rather outside for a ball. 2-1 now to Gunther.
Last year, the Rafters would post a 30-8 record at home, which is just absolutely nearly unbelievable. 2-1 pitch over the head of the second baseman, Grant Frazier. A run will score from first, or rather second, and the runner at second will come in to score as well. And it is now a 5-run bottom of the fourth inning for the Rafters, and the Bullfrogs trail by 9. Not going good for them here in Wisconsin Rapids. The Bullfrogs trail 9-0 here off of 8 hits from the Rafters and 2 errors. That will bring up Scott Capers, the catcher. Caper comes set. 0 for 2 on the day. Swings at the first pitch he sees. It's a sky-high pop-up over towards Ben Hart at third. He gets underneath of it and grabs it, and the Bullfrogs finally get out of the bottom of the fourth inning. That will do it here in Green Bay after 4. We're going to move to the 5th. After this, you're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Honey, get the camera. Riley's rolling again.
That dog always gets excited up here at the cabin.
Riley loves the woods, don't you, Riley? Roll, Riley, roll. You getting this?
I'm getting it all. It's fabulous. But we can't upload it until we get home.
Right, no data connection up here.
Challenge.
Coach McCarthy?
Mason Crosby.
Switch to Cellcom, guys. Our coverage is great, whether you're out here or anywhere coast to coast.
Yeah, Riley's fans don't want to wait.
Now Riley's really on a roll.
At Cellcom, we've got you covered out in the country and all across the country. Cellcom, built for you.
Very athletic. I think we can use him on special teams.
But not the kick, right?
We'll see.
This summer at Cellcom, save $100 on a new LG G6, and we'll cover your cost to switch from another carrier. Cellcom, built for you. Activation, flex agreement, and data subscription required. Device trade-in required. Restrictions apply. Trademarks and names are property of their respective owners. Visit cellcom.com/save for complete details.
Hello and welcome back to Whitterfield here in Wisconsin Rapids. My name's Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs. About to get underway with the top of the 5th inning where the Bullfrogs trail 9-0. Not a pretty game for the Frogs. They have beat last night's hit totals if you want to take away some positives in this one. They have 4 hits on the afternoon. Last night would just have 3 on the entire night. Due up for the Bullfrogs will be Aaron Pleschner, Zach Rapinski, and Brad Hamilton. Aaron Pleschner so far on the night is 1 for 2. He does have one of those 4 base hits for the Frogs as they try to get back to their winning ways. They managed to have won 4 of their last 5 going into last night's game, but lose last night's contest and drop to they dropped to 6-8 on the season, but now they've won 4 of their last 6, but staring down their 7th loss now, down by 9. So Aaron Pleschner squares in, the shortstop out of San Jose State University, as I'm trying to get back into the groove of things up here in the press box. The lull of that bottom of the 4th inning kind of set me back. Pleschner swings at the first pitch he sees. It's a ground ball for the shortstop, Brent Stott, but he kind of just takes his time on it, and it hits him right in the glove, and he just kind of drops it. It almost looked as if he wasn't aware that we were back in action here or something, as it was just a slow little grounder to him, and it's almost as if he's just taking batting practice, and he's He's taking ground balls from the fun go, and he messes this one. Oh, well. But Aaron Plester now stands in over at first off of it. And Zach Rapinski will square in the right fielder. Rapinski, of course, the latest addition to the squad for the Bullfrogs. I mentioned this story last night, but if you couldn't tune into last night's game, I think it's worth another mention. Of course, on a 10-day contract for the Bullfrogs. Yesterday was his first day as a Bullfrog as he watches the 1-0 pitch go by for a strike, 1-1. But yesterday morning, he woke up and found himself in Minnesota. He just, everyday ball player, woke up, slept in, probably had plans to probably go work out, maybe go catch up with his grandmother, play video games, whatever you would do on a summer night. As Rapinski stands in as watches the 1-1 pitch go by for a ball. And then he gets a call from Chris Sabo and says, hey, man, you want to come out and play some summer baseball here in the Northwoods League? We got a 10-day contract for you. Can't promise you that you're going to get playing time. As the 2-1 pitch goes by for a ball, 3-1. And he goes, yeah, I'd love to. So he hops in his car and drives the 5 hours out to Green Bay and gets his headshot, gets his uniform, and then was in the starting lineup last night. As a 3-1 pitch is found back up here in the press box. I can't get over that. We got to bring our gloves in here, man. It fouls back straight up here to the press box. There's no windows or netting, so you got to be on your toes up here. Need to get a hat or something. Turn in my foul ball for some free pizza or something. As the 3-2 offering is found back as well. That one not in play for myself, however. Full count here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. No outs on the board. Aaron Pleshner over at first. Rapinski looking for his first hit in a Bullfrogs uniform. Out of Nebraska University. The payoff. Swung on. It's a high pop-up behind the plate in foul territory. The catcher gets underneath of it and makes the grab for the first out. He throws his mask to the side, and it's right at the home plate umpire. He has to deflect it from himself getting hit in the head. Of course, not on purpose from the catcher Capers, but heads up play by the umpire there. Of course, the home plate umpire tonight, Colin Hart, to not get absolutely mollywopped by the catcher's mask. New batter up for the Frogs is Brad Hamilton. Comes into the game on a 10-game hit streak, batting .462. Watches the first one go by for a strike, 0-1. 0-1 delivery, swung on. It's a little check swing over to third base, opportunity for a double play, and they get it. 5-6-3 double play. Gets the Raptors out of the inning. They leave one stranded here. Brad Hamilton upset with himself after batting into the double play there, trying to keep his hit streak alive. That's not going to do it. He was trying to bring his bat back, actually, when he made contact with it. He didn't like the pitch, but he made contact with it anyway, and it does it here for the top of the 5th inning. We'll move to the bottom of the 5th after this. The Bullfrogs trail 9-0. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Have you discovered the privileges of membership? NEW Credit Union is a full-service, member-owned financial cooperative, where many of the services are low-cost or no-cost. NEW Credit Union offers a full range of financial management products, including savings, shared direct checking, consumer, auto, recreational vehicle, and home loans, as well. Administration and is an equal housing opportunity lender, serving all who live or work in Brown, Marinette, Oconto, and Shawano counties. Members matter most at NEW Credit Union, where we can help you.
Hello and welcome back to Witter Field here in Green Bay. Oh, no, we're not. We're in Wisconsin Rapids. Second time I've done that tonight. I need to start getting some sleep on the bus rides over to these places. Nonetheless, about to get underway with the bottom of the 5th inning. Brett Falk delivers a fastball. It's hit right back to him from Charlie McDonald. He manages to make the squeeze on it and throw it over to first for the first down. So Brett Falk throws one pitch and retires the first batter, and it will bring up the new batter out there for the Wisconsin Rapids Rafters, or rather, number 17, Bryson Stott, back up to the top of the lineup here. Stott 0 for 1 on the night with 2 walks. Watches that one go by for a ball. 1-0. Stott batting .259 on the year out of UNLV. 1-0 pitch, runs inside. 2-0. Nick Anderson on deck for the Rafters here. Rocks back and delivers the 2-0. That one's right across the plate for a strike. 83-mile-per-hour fastball, 2-1. Stott stands in with the open stance. The 2-1 delivery to him runs inside. He has to scoot away from it. He's ahead in the count 3-1. Stott, the 6'2", 178 product. I found a hard time believing he weighs just 178. He's a big guy, it looks like, from up here. 3-1 pitch. That finds the outside corner. Moves it to a full count now. Go full count now. The delivery. That one runs well inside. That got away from Falk. He's upset with himself after it. And he walks the runner over to first with 1 out on the board. It will bring up Nick Anderson, the center fielder. Nick Anderson, of course, out of Texas A&M Corpus Christian, where this past season he batted .263 and would post 36 RBIs. Anderson comes set, the righty. Falk nods his head and delivers. That one swung on. It's a high pop-up in the infield over towards first base. Willie Bourbon gets underneath of it and now just makes the catch. That's how long it was up there in the air. And so Stott will walk back over to first, and it will bring up the 3-hole hitter, Dustin Woodcock. Dustin Woodcock, of course, the returner for this Raptors team. He's got himself a ring. Woodcock comes into the game for the Raptors having an absolute phenomenal season. As the first one goes by for a ball. We'll change the speeds there, 1-0. 1 for 2 on the night, batting .462. Tied with Brad Hamilton currently for batting average in the league. Takes a cut at the 1-0 pitch. It's a line. Improve their lead to 11-0 off of 9 hits. And that'll bring up the new batter here for the Wisconsin Rapids, Ryan Steckel. He's 2 for 3 on the night. Steckel with 2 RBIs on the afternoon. Two-0 delivery. That one's outside for a ball. Falk falls behind here early. 3 balls, no strikes here. 2 outs on the board. Bullfrogs trying to get out of this one. The delivery. That one's right across the plate. 3-1. Nobody looks like there's a right-hander out there warming up in the bullpen. Looks like Anthony Eglin out there. 3-1 pitch swung on. That's a fly ball in the right field. Rapensi's got a read on it and grabs it for the third out. That'll do it for the bottom of the fifth inning. The Bullfrogs let 2 runs get across. Wisconsin Rapids Raptors an 11-0 lead. You're listening to the W. By American Lodge and Suites. Hello and welcome back to Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin. My name is Will Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs. We're about to get underway here with the top of the 6th inning, where the Bullfrogs currently are trailing 11-0 here against the Wisconsin Rapids Raptors here on WOCO Sports Stream. If you're normally tuned in to 107.1 and you're not really sure why we don't have that broadcast anymore, well, it's because, of course, we had some technical problems with the FM transmitter. We had some problems with, of course, it being, I think there was a fire truck had to come, just didn't quite go the way that WOCO, of course, would like for their broadcast to go, and they're no longer on the air on FM transmission or AM transmission. And so the sports stream's all we got, and we're happy we have it. And I appreciate everyone that tunes in every night for it. Nonetheless, Ben Hart squares in, swings at the first pitch he sees, and it's a high pop-up in the infield. And the shortstop gets underneath of it. Bryn Stott, rather, to make the grab for the first out. That'll bring up Willie Bourbon, the third baseman. He swings at the first pitch he sees. It's a grounder right side. A nice play by the first baseman, Ryan Steckel, to grab it backhanded and flips it to the pitcher, Slinger, who's still out there on the mound, who steps on the mound for the second out. 2 up, 2 down here will bring up Alex Pinner, the designated hitter tonight for the Bullfrogs. Will stand in here in the top of the 6th inning. He's batting .195 on this short season. Of course, just 14 games in, Bullfrogs have not posted a bad record by any means, I think. Of course, sit tied for 5th in the division, but find themselves 7 games behind the league leaders as Pinner rips the 0-1 offering into right field, and it bounces one time off the warning track and off of the wall. And he manages a base hit, and that's the 5th of the day for the Bullfrogs as Alex Spinner continues his good play. He kind of cooled off after having an absolute hot as he manages a base hit there off of the wall. I thought that one might have the opportunity to get out of here. It came hot off the bat. And so with 2 outs on the board, it will bring up Zach Plunkett, the catcher from Arkansas. Plunkett stands in, and the first pitch he sees is a breaking ball and finds the strike zone 0-1. Pinner takes his lead from first. Slinger out there dealing for the Raptors, comes set and delivers. 0-1 offering, swung on and fouled away left side. Foul, 0-2. Jesse Slinger, of course, out of Youngstown State. University. Teammates with Kyle Benio on the Bullfrogs roster. Benio, of course, out getting some rest, hence the addition of Rapinski. 0-2 delivery comes across low and in the dirt, 1-2. Slinger so far in this one has pitched 5 in 2 innings, allowing just 5 hits and has still yet to walk a batter. He hasn't done that all season. The 1-2 delivery. That one runs high for a ball, 2-2. There's 2 strikeouts on the evening as well. Plunkett stands in. Righty. The 2-2 delivery from Slinger is swung on and missed. Strike 3, and that will end the top of the 6th inning. Plunkett will walk back with his stick to the dugout and go put on his catcher's gear as the Bullfrogs have some work to do on the defensive side of the ball here. Defensive side of things here, rather. They trail 11-0 here. We'll be back with the bottom of the 6th after this. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
The great American dream is starting and owning your own business. A lot of you out there right now probably do stuff on the side. Do you regard it just as hobbies and don't even include it on your taxes? What tax savings opportunities are you missing with all the loopholes that the tax code is chock full of? You need someone to drive the bus, as they say, to success. That's 715-735-0583. Milking every last loophole in the tax code for your benefit.
As there has been a right-hander warming up in the bullpen for the Frogs. The Frogs have struggled on the defensive side of things here tonight. They do have 5 hits on the afternoon, but with 2 errors in as well as 11 runs that have gone across. 1 in the bottom of the 2nd, 3 in the bottom of the 3rd, 5 in the bottom of the 4th, and 2 in this last inning. First pitch that the new batter sees goes by for a ball. It's a fastball out of Brett Falk's hand. Outside, 1-0. The 1-0 delivery is outside for a ball, 2-0. Josh Raywalt stands in. He's 2 for 2 on the night with an RBI. Swing and a miss at that one as Falk gets one back. 2-1 count here. No outs on the board. Nobody on. Raywalt comes into the game batting .326 on the season, which, as I mentioned, just seems like everyone on this roster for the Raptors is having a phenomenal year, as 9 hits already have come across for the Raptors. As the 2-1 pitch is missed, it evens it up 2-2. The 2-2 delivery, that one runs inside for a ball, full count now. You look at the lineup, and there's only 2 batters batting below .250 on this lineup. 3-2 pitch swung on, fouled up and away. Will stay at full. You look at the Bullfrogs lineup, and there's a few guys batting below .250. In fact, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of their starting lineup start batting below .250 as that one's fouled back. It's a matter of time until one of these things fly in here, I'm telling you. As we approach the 9 o'clock hour. The payoff swung on. That one's fouled off left side. Raywalt refusing to go down here. And the umpire needs some new balls. That boy runs out and gives him 2 more. The 3-2 delivery. Swung on. It's a high fly ball in left field. Left fielder Brad Hamilton just makes the catch on it. That was close. Hamilton, of course, normally a catcher, but playing out in left field tonight for the Frogs, and has been the entire season as they're short on their outfielding staff. Manages to make the squeeze of that one at the palm of his glove. You can see it all the way out here in the press box that he barely made the grab on it. Hey, but Brad Hamilton will tell you, I made the play. There was no error on me, and he gets the first down. So that will bring up Christian Jones. 1 for 2 on the evening with an RBI. That one runs inside for a what looked like a swinging strike. I was so close to hitting Christian Jones. I think he swung his bat to try to not get hit in the face with the ball. He made some contact with it as well. 0-1 delivery. Swung on. It's a belting line driving to left field. That had some power on it. It bounces off the warning track and against the wall. And Hamilton will throw it in. Nearly in time for a throw from Hamilton. Or rather a tag from Frazier at second. But it's a stand-up double for the batter. And it will bring up number 41 to bat here for the Wisconsin Rapids Raptors. Jacob Gunther digging in. Christian Jones is the player that belted that line driving to left field. He could tell that was going to get down. An absolute powerful swing. The delivery to Gunther comes across for a ball, 1-0. Gunther stands in, the righty. Or rather the lefty, excuse me. The delivery. That one runs high. 2-0. Brad Falk still out on the mound for the Bullfrogs. One out on the board, one runner on. It's on second. And here in front of this relatively nice Wednesday night crowd. I run down to get some napkins right before first pitch. There was a solid amount of fans here. Especially for 10 minutes before the game as well. As the 2-0 pitch is swung on and fouled back 2-1. So a 2-1 count here with one out on the board. The Bullfrogs trail. The Bullfrogs have had one blowout loss this season. Of course, lost by 6 runs last night, but that one still kind of felt like the Bullfrogs were in it still after there was some solid pitching for the Frogs. They just couldn't get their bats around. As the 2-1 pitch goes by for a ball, 3-1. Of course, they dropped a game to the Madison Mallards earlier this season, 20-1. In a contest that was just one of those nights where nothing was going right. And with the likes of the way how this game has gone, it can't help but remind me of that one as Brett Falk walks another batter over to first. So runners at first and second now with one out on the board will bring up Scott Capers, the catcher. After the Bullfrogs finish the game tonight here in Wisconsin Rapids, they will be traveling out to face off against Madison on the road for some redemption. Of course, they lost that game against them away on the road last time, 20-1, which was at the end of a 4-game road trip, which saw the Bullfrogs drop every single game on that road trip. And at a point in the season where it looked like the Bullfrogs might have a long season ahead of them that would not end good, to kind of put it lightly. But after dropping that game 20-1 against the Mallards, they would come back home and get a victory over the Mallards. And they put them back to 2-4 on the year, and all of a sudden you're like, all right, this team can't compete. We're going to be all right. Then they would drop 2 games in a row at Battle Creek, who at the time were tied for first in the division. And the first pitch from Falk finds the strike zone, 0-1. And then all of a sudden the Bullfrogs are back to 2-6 on the year, and kind of everyone's heads are down again. And then the Bullfrogs face off against the Kalamazoo Growlers on the road in a game that would go to 14 innings and they would get that victory, their first road victory at the time, when they had previously had lost 6 road games in a row. So all of a sudden they move to 3-6, and then they get the sweep over the Growlers to improve to 4-6, lose again to Lakeshore, split the series against them. And then, of course, with a win against Kalamazoo the other night, they had won 4 of their last 5 games going into last night's game against the Rapids. And just kind of an inopportune time to face off against the Rapids with the injuries that the Bullfrogs have suffered early this season. And then, of course, with the fact that they had just kind of gotten back onto the winning ways, and the way it's gone for everyone, if you face off against the Rapids, well, you're going to lose 2 games. As Scott Capers watches the 2-1 pitch go by for a ball, 3-1. Of course, if you're just joining us, the Rapids 13-1 on the year, supporting an 11-game winning streak. They have swept 5 teams in a row. The 3-1. Breaking ball, it finds the strike zone, moves it to a full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 runners on, first and second. The Bullfrogs next, as mentioned, will travel out to Madison for a 7:05 showdown on Thursday, and then have a Friday night matchup against the Mallards at 6:35. The payoff pitch is swung on and flew out to left field, out to Brad Hamilton. He gets underneath of it and makes the grab for the second out. Hamilton, despite being an out athlete and despite leading the Northwoods League in batting average, he still kind of looks awkward out there in left field. When he's running around, making plays, trying to make big diving plays, something you can tell is a little bit off. You can tell he's out of his element out there. But with that being said, he doesn't have an error on the entire season, as he's played about 10 games out there now. As the first pitch that Charlie McConnell sees is outside for a ball, 1-0. McConnell, of course, out of Northeastern, still looking for his first hit for the Rapids here, and he would like to do it here with 2 runners on. He's only got 1 RBI on the year, and an opportunity for another here with the runner in scoring position at second. The 1-0 pitch is outside for a ball, 2-0. Hamilton, of course, tied up with the Wisconsin Rapids batter, Dustin Woodcock, for best batting average in the league. Hamilton 0 for 2 on the night. Woodcock 2 for 3. So Woodcock might come away after the night's all said and done with the best batting average around. 2-0 pitch went by for a ball. 3 balls now, no strikes. 2 runners on, 2 outs on the board. Bullfrogs trail by 11. 11-0. Falk comes set, takes a breath, and delivers. The 3-0 pitch is right across the plate. 3-1. Raptors only lost this season coming against Fond du Lac way back early on in the season. The 3-1 pitch is swung on. It's a ground ball. Third base told the runner going in for home to just come back to third and move the bases, but they don't allow it, and the run comes across. The Raptors lead 12-0 here after 6 innings played. We'll come back with the 7th inning after this. You're listening to WOCO, the Bullfrogs Radio Sports Stream. Stay tuned.
Honey, get the camera. Riley's rolling again.
That dog always gets excited up here at the cabin.
Riley loves the woods, don't you, Riley? Roll, Riley.
Switch to Cellcom, guys. Our coverage is great, whether you're out here or anywhere coast to coast.
Yeah, Riley's fans don't want to wait.
Now Riley's really on a roll.
At Cellcom, we've got you covered out in the country and restrictions apply. Trademarks and names of property of their respective owners. Visit cellcom.com/save for complete details.
American Lodge and Suites Green Bay West is the ideal location for your next stay, whether you're traveling for business or pleasure. They are proud to provide the amenities you want most and deliver them at the highest level possible, starting with comfortable, quieter guest rooms. Welcome to genuine American hospitality.
Hello and welcome back to Whitterfield here. Grant Frazier dug in for the Bullfrogs. Fouls off the first pitch he sees. He's down in the count 0-1. Takes a cut at the 0-1 pitch, was over it. It's a slow grounder to the third baseman, Charlie McConnell, and he throws it over to first for the first out. Top of the seventh inning here. Bullfrogs trail 12-0. That'll bring up Troy Johnston, the leadoff man for the Bullfrogs. He's batting .325 on the year, has 2 home runs and 9 RBIs. The Bullfrogs looking to not get shut out here. They've yet to be shut out this season. First pitch that Johnston sees runs outside, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch right across the plate. Johnson just gets a piece of it. The catcher catches it in his glove there. And moves the count to 1-1 with 1 out on the board and nobody on here in the top of the seventh inning. The 1-1. Swung on. It's a fly ball into center field. Tracking to his left a few steps is Nick Anderson, and he gets underneath of it and makes the grab for this second out. That will bring up Aaron Pleschner, the shortstop for the Bullfrogs. So far this season, Pleschner has had a relatively solid year. He's got a base hit on the night. He's gotten a base hit in 11 of his 12 games played this season. Last night being the first night that Pleschner's unable to get a base hit. Batting .283 on the year. Pleschner stands back in the righty. Watches that one go by for a ball, 1-0. Slinger still out there on the mound for the Raptors. He's pitched 6 complete. The 1-0. That one's right across the plate for a strike, 1-1. So 1-1 count here, 2 outs on the board. Bullfrogs trail by 12. Pleschner swings at the 1-1 pitch. It's a chopper to the shortstop, Stott, and he scoops it up, throws it over to first. And it's in time for the third out. That will do it for the top of the seventh. Bullfrogs go down in order. They have just 5 hits on the afternoon. And we're going to move to the bottom of the seventh after this. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
At 24/7.
NCR pharmacist Ron Poom about our cost minimization program. We can save you some money. The O'Connell Pharmacy, our family helping your family.
Hello and welcome back to third time now. Here at Ritter Field in Wisconsin Rapids, it's Will Gilbert out of Baylor University on the mound now for the Bullfrogs, the right-handed hurler. Gilbert so far this season for the Bullfrogs has appeared in one game and kind of struggled out on the mound when he did appear. Will Gilbert out there on the mound for the Bullfrogs. As mentioned, Gilbert has appeared in 2 games, tossed 3 and a third innings pitched, has allowed 2 hits and 5 earned runs for a 13.50 ERA. He's 0-1 on the season. The Bullfrogs would drop a game against the Lakeshore Chinooks 5-3. Gilbert would come in the game and pitch 2 wild pitches in a row that would score 2 runs and be the difference. That's how he managed to get the 0-1 decision. First pitch he tosses here tonight in Wisconsin Rapids finds the strike zone 0-1. I'd like to see what Gilbert can do here. Of course, coming in the game down 12-0, there's not that much pressure on him. Just go out there, pitch a good game, and let's see what you got, big guy. He is a big guy as well. Stands in at 6'6", 220. Throws 2 steaming fastballs across the plate, 0-2 to Bryson Stott. 0-2 delivery, another fastball. That one swung on into line drive out in left field, and that'll be a base hit for Stott. He continues his good play this season. It's his first base hit of the night. He had previously been walked 3 times, so now 1 for 2 on the afternoon. Zach Plunkett goes out and has a couple words with Gilbert and then comes back out behind the plate now as Nick Anderson will come up and dig in now for the Raptors. Raptors now with 12 hits on the afternoon. Anderson still looking for his first of the day. He's 0 for 4. The delivery from Gilbert is swung on. Throw back to first. Not in time from Plunkett. It was a swing and a miss from Anderson. A nice 85-mile-per-hour fastball from Gilbert. Now, this is a guy that transferred out of a Division III school during the winter of this past year. He's just a freshman. 0-1 delivery, outside for a ball, 1-1. And so he was unable to play for Baylor this past year. In fact, they were unable to actually put him on his roster as well because of the late transfer. So he'll be on the roster next season for Baylor, pending he makes the team. 1-1 pitch. That one's fouled off the face mask of the umpire, I think, actually. And moves it to a 1-2 count. But likely, if you transfer into a school like Baylor, I'm sure you're good enough to make the team. It's just a matter of technicality of how you look at it. He's going to be on the roster next year, but he's not. He'll have to officially try out since he transferred in. That one swung on, ground ball to the second baseman, Frazier, 4-6-3 double play. And so 2 outs up on the board here in the bottom of the 7th inning after Frazier made a nice defensive play at it. A little underhand toss to Pleschner and shortstop, and he throws it over to first in time for the second out. That'll bring up number 29 for the Raptors, Dustin Woodcock, the right fielder. Woodcock's having an absolute phenomenal night for the Raptors. Now the Northwoods League leader in batting average, 2 for 3 with a home run. First pitch he sees is an 87-mile-per-hour heater from Gilbert. It's calming down out there on the mound. Like to see that from the guy. 0-1 delivery. That's a fastball that's just outside, 86 miles per hour. Unsure who throws the fastest heater in this Bullfrogs bullpen. I'm unsure if we have anyone that's in the 90s or not. The 1-1. That one runs high and outside. 2-1. But Gilbert getting up there with the 87. That's impressive. Especially from a guy that really struggled so far this season for the Bullfrogs. The 2-1 delivery from Gilbert. Swung on a belting line drive into deep left center field. Tracking back is Brad Hamilton, the left fielder, and he gets underneath.
If you don't
The Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas, made with premium meats and veggies, then topped with over half a pound of 100% fresh, real mozzarella cheese made right here in Wisconsin. Every Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza is a home run. Made with the hungry in mind, Brew Pub pizzas are big, bold, and belong in the big leagues of the frozen pizza industry. Enjoy a delicious piece of Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza right now from the concession stand, or pick one up at your local favorite grocery store. Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
Hello and welcome back to Witter Field here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. My name's Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, about to get underway here with the top of the 8th inning. The Green Bay Bullfrogs currently trail the Wisconsin Rapids Raptors 12-0. There is a new pitcher out on the mound here for the Wisconsin Rapids. It's number 21 out there as I shuffle through my notes here. TJ Fetters. Fetters, the right-handed pitcher out of Pleasant Hill, Iowa. This past season played for DMACC. Wish I could tell you where that was, to be completely honest with you. DMACC, of course, TJ Fetters, who recently celebrated what looks like his 21st birthday, so happy birthday to TJ Fetters. But just finished up his freshman season, which doesn't make that much sense if you look at birth dates and when you're supposed to graduate and whatnot. But nonetheless, first pitch he throws to Zach Rapinski is a ball. The next pitch doesn't find the strike zone, just a bit high. 2-0 count here with no outs on the board. Still looking for my foul ball catch here in the top of the 8th. The 2-0 delivery. That one's high as well, 3-0. I'm thinking Rapinski might be my guy. He's going to get underneath one. He's going to send it right up to me. I'm going to snag it for my souvenir to take away here from Ritter Field. Historic Ritter Field. 3-0 offer, and that one finds the strike zone. 3-1. The Bullfrogs trail 12-0 here at the top of the 8th. You got to take any kind of silver lining away from this game, and I think if I snag a foul ball here in the press box, I think that'll be the win of the night for the Bullfrogs. Rabinski swings at the 3-1 pitch and fouls it away right side. A full count now here in the top of the 8th. The payoff. That one's inside for ball 4, and Rapinski gets on base. That's the second time he's been walked this season. He's got some power to his swing. Rapinski does. Of course, the newcomer, he's only around for a little bit. I like to see what he's got here. He's 0 for so far this season. When he has a couple walks, when he does get the bat on the ball, he makes good contact with it. He's got a nice, pretty swing. I mean, what would you expect? He plays for Nebraska University. Excuse me. Brad Hamilton up to bat now. Now, this is probably the first real storyline to watch in this game. Brad Hamilton comes in the game with a 10-game hit streak, trying to keep it alive here. He's 0 for 2 on the night. 0-1 delivery. That one's fouled off right side. Rather, he's 0 for 3 here in the top of the 8th. trying to keep it alive here tonight. He stands in the righty. He's down in the count 0-2. Rapinski over at first, no outs on the board. The 0-2 delivery, that one's high and outside. Throw over to first from the catcher Capers is not in time. A tag is made by Steckel, however, but Rapinski just back in time. As Hamilton gets one back, he's down 1-2. 1-2 offer in, fouled off right side off the end of the bat there. Foul. Hamilton supporting the blue batting gloves here. Kicked his lumber a few times. Checks the end of the bat. Thought he might have cracked it off the end of it there. But he stands back in here, awaiting the 1-2 delivery. Rapinski takes the lead. The delivery. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And that will likely be the end of the day for Hamilton. And he'll likely see his hit streak come to an end. So no more Bullfrogs on a hit streak here anymore in this one. That's unfortunate. Hamilton, of course, coming into the game batting .462. And after that one, he's down to .419 on the season. So that will bring up Ben Hart. Ben Hart so far on the afternoon is 1 for 3. Watches the first one go by for a strike, 0-1. Benner so far been relatively impressive out on the mound. Granted, just 2 batters in. Swing and a miss from Ben Hart. He falls behind 0-2. So 0-2 count here, 1 out on the board. Runner at first in Rapinski. As we approach the 9:30 hour here in Wisconsin Rapids. The 0-2 delivery. That one runs high for a ball, 1-2. Night has fallen here, as you can imagine. It's a nice June night. Probably be a lot nicer if you're a Raptors fan. You have a 12-0 lead here in the top of the 8th. 1-2 delivers a check swing that Ben actually makes contact with. It advances Rapinski to first, but Ben Hart can't beat that one out. It almost works as a bunt there, moving to Rapinski over to second base. Hart was just trying his best to bring his bat back there, but actually makes contact with it. He's surprised. In fact, after it hits his bat, you can almost see him jump almost after he makes contact with it, and he runs on over to first, but is beat out by a solid 6 or 7 steps. So that will bring up Willie Bourbon, the first baseman out of Northwestern. Bourbon batting .235 on the season, has a home run and 3 RBIs on the year. Looking for his first hit on the night. He's 0 for 3, fouls that one off. Away 0-1. Bourbon, of course, the newcomer really to this team, has only played in 5 games if you count this one. But was the hero 3 nights ago when he belted the walk-off home run in the bottom of the 9th against the Growlers. 0-1 delivery, finds the outside black, 0-2. Grant Frazier, of course, out of Northwestern University. Got some solid playing time this past season for the Wildcat. The 0-2. That one's well inside. Bourbon has to scoot back away from that one. He gets one back down, a 1-2. We'll have some more Power 5 players joining us here shortly. Alonzo Jones will be joining the Bullfrogs tomorrow in Madison. Jones, of course, this second baseman for the Vanderbilt Commodores, who were just recently eliminated in the Super Regionals of the NCAA tournament. As Bourbon swings at the 1-2 offering and flies it out to center field, and it's an easy play for Nick Anderson to end the top of the 8th. We'll be back with the bottom of the 8th after this. One last chance for the Raptors to add on some more insurance runs. We'll be back after this. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Triangle Distributing is a diversified distributor of high-quality beverages that is focused on providing customer satisfaction, service with well-trained personnel that drives the market through teamwork, goals, and strong relationships.
Combine the flavors of Italy with the heart of the Irish, add some Chicago flair, and you've got Gallagher's Pizza. For the best Chicago-style pizza north of the Illinois border, Gallagher's Pizza is your destination. Call now for delivery or pickup in Green Bay and De Pere. Gallagher's Pizza, home of the best lunch buffet in town.
Hello and welcome back to Whitterfield here in Wisconsin Rapids. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, about to get underway with the bottom of the 8th inning. The Bullfrogs currently trail the Wisconsin Rapids Rafters 12-0. In a game that has just been absolutely dominated by the Raptors. And really a team in the Raptors that almost look unbeatable. Granted, it probably doesn't help that they've won 8 games in a row at home just this season. Doesn't probably help either that their bullpen has, in 49 innings, pitched 59 strikeouts, which leads the Northwoods lead. I mean, it's just been an unbelievable showing for the Raptors, all in all, this early season. I mean, of course, you win the championship last year, but you got to bring in essentially an entire new team. As the 2-1 pitch is swung on and grounder straight to Grant Frazier, he scoops it up and throws it over to first to get Ryan Steckel out over at first. And that will bring up the new batter in number 6 for the Raptors. Substitution here, it will be Tyler Krabby, the catcher, out of Montevallo. I mean, you can't expect this good play to continue, can you? I mean, the way they've played, I don't see why not. In their past 5 games, counting tonight, they have scored over 7 runs in each of them. There's been teams that have, I think the Bullfrogs have only made it over 7 runs twice this season. And they've done it their past 5 games. 8-5 victory at Fond du Lac. 11-4 victory against Kalamazoo. A 13-12 victory. Granted, that one was close against Kalamazoo. In a game where the Raptors were trailing by 2 in the 9th. And then last night, a 7-2 victory. Or rather, a 7-1 victory against Green Bay. And then a 7-2 victory against Madison 2 nights before that. Krabby down on the count 2-1 here with 1 out on the board. As the 2-1 pitch is swung on and missed, 2-2. They'll travel to Kalamazoo, all the way out to Michigan. From here, it's about a 9-hour drive if you count the time change. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 3. William Gilbert grabs himself a strikeout. A much-needed one, in fact. It's Gilbert's second strikeout of the season. Now, I'm kind of harped on this for a moment or two earlier in the broadcast, but I think this is the perfect situation for William Gilbert. Come in the game, pitch some innings. Now, you're really struggling in the bullpen. You have the highest ERA on the team, but you have the skill set there. You have the power. You have the spin on the ball. You just kind of got to calm down, and he's able to come in a situation where it's not really, if he lets a home run up or if he lets a few runs go by, don't sweat it. The Bullfrogs are down by 12. So we can come in and get some innings pitched, kind of get back in a groove, get back his mojo, because he kind of had some struggle, moped around a little bit after letting up some runs his last time up. So you can come back in and get your confidence back up in a game like this, despite the fact that the Frogs have essentially no shot at coming back into it. You can come back in and, improve another way. Pitch some innings. get some strikeouts, get your confidence back, and then the Bullfrogs can call on them when the time is needed. He can come in and contribute. He's got the skill set. You just need the confidence. And here so far, through an inning and 2/3, he looked well out there. As he pitches another strikeout, moves it to a full count here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Christian Jones up to bat for the Raptors, of course. The delivery. Swung on. It's a slow grounder in the infield. Ben Hart scoops it up, throws it to first in time, and Gilbert gets out of it. And as mentioned, Gilbert, a 1-2-3 inning there. He's looking good out there. What he needed. And that'll move it to the 9th inning. Bullfrogs have one last chance to try not to get shut out. We'll see if they can do it. Stay tuned. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Over the past 60 years, Triangle Distributing has maintained itself as a leader in the market as it has responded to the changes in product innovation and consumer demands. It is in this commitment to employees, customers, community, and supplier partners that has enabled them to remain one of the best and most respected distributors in our state.
Wisconsin law requires all youth athlete organizations to educate coaches, athletes, and parents on the risks of concussions and head injuries. The law prohibits participation in a youth activity until the athlete and parents have signed an agreement sheet indicating they have reviewed concussion and head injury information materials. The Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction has published a Sideline to Safety guidelines for youth athletic organizations. Visit the WIAA website to learn more at www.wiaawi.org.
Hello and welcome back to Whitterfield here in Wisconsin Rapids. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, about to get underway with the top of the 9th inning here. The Bullfrogs currently trail the Wisconsin Rapids Rafters. I will give myself a pat on the back. I don't think I said the entire series Wisconsin Rafters Rapids, as I was terrified that I would. But it's the top of the 9th inning, and the Bullfrogs trail by 12, and Alex Pinner digs in, the switch hitter. Watches the first one go by for a strike, 0-1. Pinner did manage a base hit on the afternoon. He's 1 for 3. The 0-1 delivery. That one's outside for a ball, evens it up 1-1. The 1-1 count here, no outs, top of the 9th inning. Bullfrogs trail by 12. I think at this point they're ready to just get on the bus, go back home, and then travel out to Madison for a 2-game series on the road at Madison. That one inside for a ball. The road trip to Madison, normally a good time for most teams. If you're unfamiliar with, the trip, it's the first time having a player in the league, normally what Madison does is they hook it up for you. 2-1 pitch, swung on, fouled away right side. Normally what they do is they send you to a really nice restaurant that has a wiffle ball court, or field rather I should say. And so the players get lunch, and then they can go out, make teams, and play some wiffle ball against each other. Normally, of course, on the second day when you're just kind of sitting around waiting for something to do, normally teams will go to malls or shopping centers and just kind of walk around and waste some time. But the Mallards hook you up with something to do. There's that nice wiffle ball court as the 3-2 pitch is swung on. It's a little check swing. A nice barehanded play by the third baseman. Wow. Charlie McConnell over there at third. It's a funky bounce over towards him. He can't make the play with his glove, so he catches it barehanded and throws it over to first in time for some showtime, rather, I should say. And it gives the fans something to cheer about here, as besides, they don't have that much to cheer about since they're up 12-0. I mean, it's almost got to get boring for these Raptors fans, don't it? 15 games in a row winning. Isn't part of the fun wondering if your team's going to win or not? as Chris Sable tries to make a barehanded grab himself over there on the third base side. But can't. He gets the error on that one, hits him right in the hand. Drops down to the dirt. He's going to be disappointed with himself. I don't know if he's going to sleep after that one. Nonetheless, 0-1 count to Zach Plunkett, the catcher. Plunkett, the righty stands in. The 0-1 delivery runs inside. That one just missed the back of Plunkett there, 1-1. Chris Sabia, of course, an all-star third baseman back in the day. Played some second and third throughout his career. As Plunkett takes a huge swing at the 1-1 pitch. That one is way up in the air and just now comes down as Stout gets underneath it and grabs it. And the Raptors now 1 out away from grabbing the victory here. The Bullfrogs staring down their first shutout of the season as they trail 12-0. They post 3 hits on the night. Grant Frazier's going to try to keep things alive here. He digs in, swings at the first pitch he sees, and it's a grounder back to the pitcher. He grabs it with his glove and underhand tosses it over to the first baseman, Ryan Steckel, and ends the game. The Bullfrogs fall here in Wisconsin Rapids 12-0. That will do it for the game here in Green Bay. The Wisconsin Rapids Raptors scored 12 runs on 12 hits and 3 errors. The Bullfrogs managed no runs on 5 hits and 2 errors. They would leave more than 6 runners stranded throughout the contest. In fact, 5 runners in scoring position throughout as well. That'll do it here in Green Bay. We'll be back with a quick post-game report. So just stick around for that, and you're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Is the frozen pizza that you're eating at home tired and worn out? It just doesn't have its stuff anymore. Its toppings are...
Raptors here in Wisconsin Rapids 12-0. The loss tonight goes to Noah Miller, who came in and for the Bullfrogs would pitch 3 1/3 innings pitched, would allow 6 hits and 7 earned runs, and would walk 6 as well. His ERA's up to 6.40 on the season now. Brett Falk would come in and pitch 2 2/3, allowing 5 hits, 4 earned runs, and 2 walks for a 10.80 ERA now on the season. And William Gilbert would come in and pitch some good innings. Give him some credit. He allowed just 1 hit, no runs, and would get a strikeout on the night as well. And Swinger gets the win. Comes to an end. Ben Hart would go 1 for 4. Willie Burton would go 4. Alex Pinner would go 1 for 4 with a strikeout. Zach Plunkett would go
1 for 4 with his strikeout, and Grant Frazier would go 0 for 4. The biggest highlight line for the Wisconsin Rapids Raptors would likely be Woodcock. He goes 2 for 4 with 3 runs, 2 hits, and 2 RBIs to go along with a walk as well. Take a look at the scores around the league before we send it on. Of course, the Rochester. And the lacrosse are trailing the Rochester Hunkers 5-12 in the bottom of the 7th. And your final here.
We branched into your living room. This is Beth Lawson from the Stevenson National Bank and Trust. Our e-branch at snbt.com lets you manage your money 24/7 from the comfort of your home. Apply for loans, check your balances, and even open accounts. Don't waste another minute. Visit snbt.com now to take advantage of all the convenience of our e-branch offers from the Stevenson National Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.